This for me, the Model 3, is the best value used electric car on the market today. I'll explain why later on in the video, but this one is essentially a top 10 of the best value used EVs, again, on the market right now. It could change in a month, but as of today, this is my top 10 pick, shall we say. I'm constantly keeping an eye on the used market because I have no life, and of course with doing this channel for nearly a decade, I've pretty much reviewed every EV that's ever existed, so I like to think I can say with some certainty that this for me is at least a good pick. But there'll be people out there that obviously disagree. That's fine. We all have different variables. You might not want a car this big, you might want a car that quick, but value is where it's at for me. And it's not about cheapness. I'm not after the cheapest car. I'm on about the best value. Right, I have my list. There's no particular order to this other than the Model 3 being at the top. This is just literally as I've written it down. So again, no particular order. Let's start with the first one. It is the BMW i3, a car that I bought last year. Well, I got the i3S, but essentially it's very, very similar to that. This is a 68 reg car. It's got the bigger battery version, the 40 odd kilowatt hour, and for just under £8,000. I think that is extremely good value for a car with a carbon fibre tub. The battery is still under its 8-year warranty and it's only done 33,000 miles. For a small car, because that's what it is, if you need a small car, it's brilliant. Next, we have a much bigger car now. So this is definitely a family car. It's the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Now this is the 58 kilowatt hour version, so it's the smaller battery version. It's only 3 years old, so 22 reg. It's done 63,000 miles. And it's £14,420. I would consider that, again, extremely good value for a car of that size. The battery, if you wanted the bigger one, you're looking about an extra £1,500 to £2,000 on top of that. It's got 800 volt architecture for really fast charging, and I highly rate that, and I think for that price it's a bit of a bargain. The next one is something we don't have enough of in car world, not just EV world. It's an estate. Yes, it's the MG5. This one's done 44,000 miles. It's the 52 kilowatt hour battery version and it's a 70 reg, so it's about, what, 4.5 years old, 7,850 quid. Remember, you get a 7-year warranty with MG. I think it's up to 75 or 80,000 miles. So there's plenty of warranty left on the whole car, and it's under £8,000 for a family-sized estate EV. Another 3-year-old car now, so it's 22 reg. It's done 47,000 miles, and it's not the ID3, but it's based on that. It's the Cupra Born. The ID3 is much better looking cousin that rides better and has a better interior. And this is, again, 3 years old for £16,300. For that, I think that is starting to get very, very tempting. Next, a brand that, for me, can do very little wrong at the moment, quite frankly, in EV world. This is the Kia EV6. 50,000 miles, it's 22 reg, so it's only 3 years old, £17,695. 70 odd kilowatt hour battery, so they only do the bigger battery version. And for a car of that battery size, physical size and looks and capabilities, a 22 reg that's only 3 years old, yes, it's done a lot of miles for that age, but it's still got another 50,000 miles of warranty left on it, and Kias come with a 7-year warranty, remember, on the car, not just the batteries. So even though it's 3 years old, you've still got another 4 years left. Let's stick with the same brand on this one, and it's a car, again, we've always highly rated. This is the Kia Niro. This has done 60,000 miles. It's 4 years old, so it's 21 reg. The 64 kilowatt hour battery easily does 250 miles in the real world, and this is just £11,595. 11.5 grand for a car that does that range. And remember, the 7-year warranty means you've still got another 3 years left on the car itself. Like all Kias, I would make sure it's got a full service history, which I believe is something that they will require or at least ask for if you have any warranty claims. This next car is a bit random. It's one that we pretty much panned when we reviewed it, if I'm honest, for one significant flaw. But underneath, it's solid, it's comfortable, it rode really well, and it's a Lexus. It's the UX. So this one has done 47,000 miles, it's only 3 years old, and it only cost £13,000. 13 grand for a 3-year-old Lexus. Now, if you service that with Lexus, like a Toyota, that warranty continues until it's 10 years old. So you have to keep on servicing it every year with them, but I think that is worth every penny. Now, the reason we panned it is because it has a CHAdeMO rapid charging socket, which in a world of CCS is kind of pointless. But the CHAdeMO to CCS adapters that you can now buy kind of get round that issue quite a lot. So for 13 grand for that, for the Lexus, for the 3-year-old one, that could be a bargain that most people would ignore. I'm going to up the price significantly on this because, yes, £33,500 is a lot of money for a used car, especially one that's 4.5 years old and has done 54,000 miles. But it's a Porsche Taycan. This is an extremely good car. It rides like a Porsche, it drives like a Porsche, it's quick. This one is the 4S. It's the bigger battery version, the 93 kilowatt hour. And quite frankly, you're looking at a £90,000 car in that, possibly more depending on options, for 33.5. I know it's a lot of money for a used car, but it is a Porsche at the end of the day, and it's a lot of car for the money. I said it was random because this one is significantly cheaper than the last one. It's only got a 40 kilowatt hour battery, it's done 52,000 miles, it's 6 years old, but it's only 5,800 quid. The Renault Zoe. This, I'm stood next to one right now, there's lots of them around, and this is fully battery owned. So the 40 kilowatt hour Zoe will do 150 miles in winter, 200 miles in summer. It's a decent range for a car that's just cost 5,800 quid. Again, no battery lease. It's not a family car, but it's not far off. It's got a big boot, it rides well, and again, there's tons of them. So for that, for 5.8, I think that is a good entry level into the EV market. A couple of honourable mentions now, just before we get back to the Tesla Model 3 and why I think that is the best value. This is pre-registered. It's basically brand new. Yes, it's only got a small battery. We're talking 100 miles sort of range, depending on time of year. It's a Dacia Spring. £10,498 for a pretty much brand new car. 10.5 grand. If something like this Zoe that I'm stood next to, which only does 70, 80 miles, is suitable as a second car for you, well, that could be an absolute steal for what is a brand new car. I mean, even petrol cars don't come anywhere close to that in terms of pre-registration. It's just you need to be able to live with the range, of course. And finally, again, another one from the brand that can't do anything wrong, a Kia Soul. So it's essentially the same benefits of a Niro, but without as big a boot, without as big a rear space. It looks a bit quirky, although from the front I think it looks really good. This is a 56,000 miler. It's a 21 reg, so it's 4 years old. Again, you get the 7-year warranty on the car, and it's just over £11,500. If you don't need the extra space or boot space of the Niro, again, I think a lot of people miss the Soul, or at least forget about it, which means you tend to get them at a much better price. So this is the Model 3 that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, saying this is the best value EV on the used market right now. The long range one specifically in terms of the model. And the reason for this is because Tesla's superpower is the charging network. I think we all know this by now. The one thing that many people, before you get an EV, typically worry about is the battery and, of course, charging, or range anxiety, if you will. Range anxiety doesn't exist. Let me tell you, as soon as you get an EV, you don't worry about range. You worry about the chargers working when you get there, or a queue. So charger anxiety rather than range anxiety, which, yes, it's a bit of semantics, but ultimately, Tesla do both very well. The reason why I picked the long range is because, yes, it's dual motor, so it's all-wheel drive, it's quick, like 4.5 seconds to 60. There's tons of them, I mean, millions of them on the road, so therefore you've got a lot of choice, and it brings the price down a bit. But it's just a very good, solid car, very reliable, and the batteries are lasting forever. In EV, well, we're talking hundreds of thousands of miles, some of them. They're not the best car. This is not the best electric car on the market in terms of purely the car, the drive, the feel, the practicality, everything. It's very good. I wouldn't have owned one for 5.5 years if I didn't think this. But as a package, That supercharger network means it's brilliant. Again, the price has come down because there's billions of them, and the one thing that the long range and performance has, which are basically the same car, that the standard range doesn't, is a 120,000 mile warranty. I think a lot of people are missing this. So you look at the one I've found. So the one I've found, a Model 3 long range that's done 92,000 miles. It's a 21 reg, so it's 4 years old, and it's the mini facelift, if you will. The one with the heat pump and the black trim instead of silver, and a slightly different interior. Yes, it's done 92,000 miles, but it's £13,500. The standard range I'm sat in right now, which visually looks exactly the same, comes with a 100,000 mile warranty on the battery and the drivetrain, but the long range and performance come with, again, 120,000 miles. So yes, that's done 92, but it's got another 28,000 miles left on the main things that people worry about: the battery and the drivetrain, the motor. There's only really the suspension stuff that you have to kind of worry about, and brakes, standard basic maintenance. So yes, don't worry about the miles as much. That extra 20,000 miles doesn't look like a lot on paper, but at an average, I think, of 9,000 miles a year in the UK, that's the UK's average, then you've got 9, 18, you've nearly got 3 years worth of warranty, so to speak, remaining on that car, because you've got 28,000 miles left on it. So for 13.5 grand, I would consider that a real bargain, a steal. Again, look at what you're getting: the technology, the speed, the performance, the 250 plus real world mile range, and ultimately the supercharger network, which means range is less important because you always know you can charge. They're everywhere. And we're done. Did you agree with the list? Did you agree with the Model 3 being at the top of it? I know not everybody has Elon Musk as their favourite person right now, but this is purely about the cars themselves and what you're getting. Let's leave politics out of it. This is an escapism type channel. But if you don't like it, you don't like it. And again, I'm not saying it's the best car. I'm saying it's the best package and value. I'm sure there are some that I've missed. In fact, there are some that I did want to include but just didn't quite make the grid. The car that's next to the camera right now, the Say It Me Electric. 7.5 grand, 8 grand, something like that for a 3-4 year old one. They're fantastic as a small little car. And again, there's others that I would have put in here, but well, YouTube likes top 10s, so I thought I'd stick with the 10, really, just for the thumbnail. If you want to be a member, then just click the join button, which is next to subscribe, and you get videos on Sunday instead of Friday. And if you want to listen to a great podcast that we occasionally do when we feel like it, Driving Home, OHM, that's on all the podcasty places as well as on its own channel. In the description of every video is the link to Driving Home, so you can watch the podcast or you can listen to it again in the usual places. So now I've done the advertising spiel and told you to like and subscribe because I'm a YouTuber. Let me know what you think in the comments about this list. What have I missed? Should any of these from that list not be there? Do you disagree with it? Blah, blah, blah. So there we go. Give me your feedback. And yes, depreciation is a factor, but the cars I've picked, they've already had that hit. So depreciation is working in your favour if you're buying one. If you own one and you're selling it, less so.